Feeling pretty lucky to live on these beaches. Check it out. Doesn't look amazing today. Not much surf around, but still looks like tropical paradise ultimately, doesn't it? So pretty. Love it. Hey Tammy. Just admiring the view. I'll be going home and setting up for the sacred Samhain ceremony. And I'm feeling called to come and have a cleanse at the ocean before I hold that sacred ceremony tonight. So that's at 8 p.m. tonight, Australian Eastern Standard Time, Brisbane Australian Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to join that live, please send me a message. Hey, good morning Tammy, whether you're online or in person, this is an in-person event. So if you'd like to attend, please let me know. I wanted and I felt called to talk about how life can be ease and flow. So I know what it's like to struggle on a daily basis, and I know what it's like to feel ease and flow as well. So I don't know if it looks too dark, if I'm too dark in the picture. I wonder, I'm going to have a look, talk about, maybe that's better. No, I'm still dark, so I'm going to leave that. I love that filter. Filters! And, alright, I'm just going to leave it. So, because I wanted to talk about this ease and flow, yeah? And what I was getting the message to talk about with ease and flow is the fact that, you know, when people say, oh, you've got a choice whether you struggle, or you've got a choice whether you choose ease and you choose flow. And that used to really irritate me, because I'm like, you have no idea about my situation. And I totally get it. Like, you know, I've been there, so I get it, right? I get it when it's hard with finances or doing it all on your own, or, you know, I've been there. I totally get it, right? And the choice comes in about choosing to change. Is the choice there? Because while we're like, oh, you're choosing to stay in the struggle, or, you know, it's a choice whether you choose ease and flow, or it's a choice whether you choose struggle. And the thing that I learned about that is that it's a choice of choosing to change from the struggle. And you might be thinking, oh, well, how on earth can I choose to change from struggle? And what that comes in is like, you know how I talk about and teach all the time of like growing your spiritual muscles, like so with your claircognizance, your clairvoyance, your clairaudience, your clairsentience, which is your heart, your feeling. When when we're building those spiritual muscles, we're training them, yeah? Like I always say, we're going to the gym to, you know, exercise those muscles and get stronger and fitter. You wouldn't run a 10K marathon unless you did some form of exercise or preparation for that marathon, right? So the same is with your spiritual organs. Like I always say, you know, like we're practicing our, you know, exercises to make our clairvoyance stronger, or we're, you know, like when you're running for a marathon, you'd eat healthy food and you maybe would do a detox so that your body's clean and healthy to absorb the nutrients of the healthy food that you're eating, right? I don't know, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a marathon runner, but I would assume you'd do something like that. So with our spiritual organs, we're cleaning out the psychic debris that may have been stuck there from this lifetime, from previous lifetimes. And then we're, you know, so we clean the slate, and then we're strengthening those spiritual muscles by doing certain exercises for them, which, by the way, I teach all of that in Trust Your Intuition. It's very easy. For an example, you know, like training your clairvoyance, you know, and giving yourself exercises like that could be as simple as when you're driving, seeing when the traffic lights are going to change, or you might not be seeing, it might be just, you just know when the traffic lights are going to change, or you know what the cars ahead of you are going to do before they actually do it, so they might be going to turn left, and then they turn left, or they might change lanes, and then, you know, you already know that information before they do it. So that's how you're, you know, as a simple exercise for training your spiritual organs to become more intuitive and more in tune. That's just one simple way. So another way, I feel like I'm in the shadows here, but I purposely kind of chose this too because it's actually really hot. Maybe I'm supposed to be shadow light today on Halloween. I should have had a Halloween filter on. Okay, so the point that I'm making about training for a marathon or training your spiritual muscles is that we're training ourselves for ease and flow. Yeah? And it kind of makes sense ultimately, right? It's like, well, you know, we're training ourselves in the sense of we're training the muscle for ease and flow. Because if you know, find that life is a struggle and nothing's easy and everything's fucking hard all the time or a lot of the time, you might get a snippet of ease and flow and then it's like, oh my God, what's going on? Sorry, I just had something else come through that I'm obviously needing to share. I just lost my train of thought, but I got information about something else I need to share. So this, if you're watching this live stream, is obviously relevant and important. Whether you're male or female, this is important, right? So I am speaking to the females, but I'm also speaking to the males of how to understand and support the females, right? So between the ages of 28 and 33, a lot of people know that I'm not good with astrology, Saturn returns, right? I'm pretty sure it's Saturn. So Saturn returns at 28 years. I think it must take 28 years to go around or something like that. Astrology is not my strong point. However, I do know bits and pieces about it. So Saturn returns when you hit the age of 28. So there's like big shifts. Usually, especially for women, it's a lot of wake-up calls. So for women who have had unplanned pregnancies, as much as we love our children, it's still by the time we hit 28 years old, it's kind of like, whoa, what's happening with my life? This is not how I saw my life. We usually don't have an idea or a plan of how we saw our life either. However, how it is not how we saw our life. It was supposed to be better than this, right? So we kind of hit this spiral. We might want to get rid of people in our life. We're just going, this is not how it's supposed to be. This is crap. What is going on? This is not what I asked for. This is not, I never envisioned myself as a single mom. I never, all that sort of thing. So that's like really relevant when you hit 28 years old, and between 28 and 33, even 34, I'm not sure when the kind of cutoff date is, and obviously every body is different, but we also hit what they call perimenopause, which is obviously we've got menopause when we get older, around that 40 or 45, 50 years old, and probably more 50 or something. Between 40 and 50 years old, we can hit menopause. However, between 28 and 33, we hit perimenopause. So it's like where our hormones do start changing, right? An awesome book is The Hormone Cure by Dr. Sarah Gottfried, I think her name is. Really awesome if you want to understand more about your body changes and how to support yourself, especially as a woman. Now, if you're a man listening to this, I want you to be mindful that this usually happens for women between 28 and 33. We're going through massive life changes. Our physical body's changing, our hormones are changing. It's usually a lot of wake-ups if it's not how we want our life to be. We're kind of like, this is not how it's supposed to be. What's going on? We make radical changes that later on we might regret. So, just to kind of hang in there and have that understanding as a male that this is what's going on for the female. So you've got a little bit more of like, okay, well, this is fucked. I'm out of here. It's more of an understanding, okay, there's massive changes going on here. I thought I just saw a fin come up over there. I wonder if it was a dolphin or a whale, and a live whale out in the ocean. So obviously I just had to share that bit for some reason. Oh, there's a big hawk just flying above me there. Hawk is being able to see the bigger picture, or eagle. I know it's probably a sea hawk, but eagle's seeing the bigger picture. So seeing what's really going on rather than just kind of being in it. Okay, so in that sense, right, it's obviously got relevance between 28 and 33 going through massive life changes. Wake-ups, realizations, hormone changes, body changes, life changes, waking up, growing up, stepping out of that, teenage or child mentality into adulthood is more where it's at, rather than when we turn 18 and leave school and expected to know what we're supposed to do after 12 years of being told what to do. No wonder everyone's a bit like, oh yeah, I'll just follow the herd and that's what we're supposed to do. Anyway, that's another live stream. That's another story. So getting back on track. So between 28 and 33, massive life changes. Okay, back to choosing ease and flow, yeah? So as I said, when we're training for a marathon, we'll go to the gym, we'll clean out, our body, do a detox so that our body's clean so we can absorb nutrients easier. And then, for our spiritual organs, how we strengthen our intuition is by, like cleaning out the psychic debris of our third eye from this lifetime when we're a kid, or in past lifetime when we're killed for our intuitive abilities. And then we're strengthening our intuition. Like I said, simple exercise is knowing how to, knowing when the traffic lights are going to change, or knowing who's texting or calling you before you actually pick up the phone and look who it is, yeah? Simple little things like that. So when we are choosing ease and flow, people say, oh, you just choose ease and flow. It doesn't have to be a struggle, and it can be really irritating because you're like, you don't actually know how hard my life is, actually. But what it is what I've learned and what I'm understanding and what I'm experiencing is that choosing ease and flow is a muscle. Just like other physical muscles, just like other spiritual muscles. Choosing ease and flow is a muscle. Choosing the abundance muscle is a muscle, right? Choosing finance is a muscle, right? And what do muscles need? Tell me, I know there's a couple of you watching. What do muscles need? I'm going to wait for a comment. I know there's usually a bit of delay. Because these abundance muscles and these choosing ease and flow muscles and these choosing happiness muscles, they are just muscles. And muscles need practice. They need exercise, yeah? Practice, exercise, strengthening. And how do we do that for our abundance muscles, for our ease and flow muscles? Journaling is an awesome way. I talk about journaling a lot. Learned a lot of my journaling practices from Kat Latozo. If you don't follow her, I recommend it. She's taught me lots in that regard. And, in being able to choose abundance, choose wealth, choose happiness, if we're coming from struggle, especially if you've hit that 28 to 33 years old when you're really just going, whoa, what's going on with my life? Or maybe you're midlife crisis or anything like that and you're just like, whoa, what's going on with my life? When we can understand that, and I spoke about this last week actually on live stream, sometimes we can jump from here to there, but usually it's little steps and that all the steps lead to there, yeah? So when you are choosing ease and flow, you're building the choosing ease and flow muscle, yeah? You're starting to build that bridge. You're starting to, put the steps down to make that river flow, basically, right? We're changing the brain neuro pathways, which also, if we're coming from struggle and poverty and all that sort of thing, then those brain neuro pathways will be quite thick, right? And it takes practice, it takes discipline, it takes consistency to build the stronger wealth ones and disintegrate these ones, yeah? So just like, building your physical muscles, just like building your spiritual muscles, the abundance, the ease and flow muscles also need to be built. So I really felt called to jump on live stream today and give you that message. So maybe you're wanting more ease and flow in your life, maybe you're wanting more financial support, help, happiness, love, right? These love muscles need to be built too, right? Love for self, love for everything else, right? And building that neuro pathway, because if we've been in a place of a not loving relationship for a long time, again, it's going to take time to build that neuro pathway, build that love muscle, yeah? So, commit to your daily practices every single day, right? Set a timer for 15 minutes on your phone and journal about what you want. Journal in the now and journal as though it's already happened. Be writing gratitude for things that have already happened, right? Things that you're manifesting to happen. So it's kind of like you're talking about them as if they've already happened. You're giving thanks for them already happened. You're strengthening and changing the way you're thinking, right? The other thing that I just got called to talk about was rewriting your history. So this is another big kind of key piece, right? Is like when you are stepping from struggle, when you are stepping from poverty, when you're stretching, it is stretching, when you're stepping from feeling unloved, right? These things, I just lost my train of thought. Okay. So the rewriting history, right, is a really important part of this, because what we remember is all the bad stuff. What we remember is all the negative stuff, is all the hard stuff, is all the unloved, is all the domestic violence, is all the shit that we've been through, right? What I've found is really helpful and really essential is to remember to train yourself, right? Train yourself to remember all the good things. Now, if you can't find anything, force yourself to remember the good things. Force yourself to remember that Christmas that you got all the presents that you wanted. Force yourself to remember that time when you spent time with your mum or your dad and it was the best thing ever. Train yourself to find those happy memories because they are there. It's just that we're so trained looking for the bad stuff that happened, is that that's all we remember, so that's all we feel, so that's all we create. So when we are working on manifesting what we want in our future rather than what we don't want, creating ease and flow, for example, we need to remember the times when things just flowed, right? Just simply erase, simply forget, simply choose to not think about, simply choose to, that's a bit hard, it's like the pink elephant in the room, right? Got it. But it's like choose to focus on what did happen that was good, because that's going to start shifting this, to start shifting how you're feeling, to start shifting that, yeah? And again, it takes discipline, practice, and what's the other thing? Discipline, practice, and a wanting to, right? This is the thing where people say, just choose ease and flow. It's like, no, you have to choose to want to change. That's what we're choosing here. We're choosing to step out of victimhood into empowerment. We're choosing to step out of letting the horse lead you instead of you being on the horse directing the horse, yeah? This is time for you to step into your power. Time for you to choose that you're wanting to do this, yeah? All it takes is a tiny bit of willingness. So that's my message for you today. I felt really called to jump on and talk about that. If you've seen the start of my live stream, I'm about to go home and prepare for the Samhain ceremony. If you haven't chosen your number for the free tarot today, that's also there. You can go and comment on my page, choose a number between 1 and 6. And the reading results will be posted at 4 o'clock today, and Trust Your Intuition is open. So if you're wanting to delve deeper into how to build your intuition, how to clear out the psychic debris to make your intuition and your psychic muscles stronger so that you are clear and, helping that choosing ease and flow muscle as well, then all of that is in Trust Your Intuition. So I'll post the link in the comments for that. That's open until the end of November. The doors close and you'll never see Trust Your Intuition at this price again. So you want to get into that now if you've ever thought about it or if it resonates with you. So remember to have a beautiful day, and it is a time where the veils are very thin tonight, so be mindful of that. Good time for meditating, recalling your past. Like I said, the Samhain ceremony I'm holding tonight on live stream or in person. I'll post a link in the comments for that too. Hey Nelly, good to see you here. So I'm just about to jump off live stream. You can rewatch this if it calls to you. Remember, have a beautiful day, keeping it really real. Lots of love. Namaste.